If y'all have never had ham dumplings, you're in for a treat today. Look over here. I had cooked a really big ham, and now I've got my ham bone with a little meat on it, not much. Y'all see that? See that big bone? See that broth, how rich it looks good? Oh my goodness. Anyway, we're gonna make ham dumplings. It's actually one of Hannah's favorites. Well, hey, you know what? We like dumplings in anything. Mother used to make them with neck bone from a pig. She'd buy her a big thing of neck bones and boil them, and then she'd do that. I don't normally use a recipe because I go by feel, but today I'm going to use a recipe, and I don't know how much buttermilk to put in it, but I'm going to measure it as I go. But I can tell you what's in here. I've got 2 cups of White Lily self-rising flour, and I've got 2 cups of White Lily all-purpose flour. Because I want them soft, that's why I chose the self-rising, but I want them firm enough that they don't tear up in there. That's why I chose the plain, the all-purpose. So 2 of self-rising and 2 of all-purpose. And I'm putting it in my bowl. And you know you can do that much. And I'm going to put a 1/3 of a cup of oil in there. You can use whatever kind of oil you want to use. I chose the liquid, but you could use solid. You can use fatback oil. You can use lard. You can use butter. Just whatever you want. All right, what I did is I poured me up 2 cups of buttermilk. I do not know how much I'm going to use, but I'm going to start. Why don't we start with a 1/2 cup? Okay. That's a 1/2 cup. And take your hand, and you're going to just do around. You're not trying to make a hole or anything like that, like a biscuit. We're planning on using all this dough. So we just want to go around. You don't want to put too much buttermilk in there at a time because you want your dough stiff. You also, y'all, could use this for your fried pies. You just want a stiff dough. All right, it's a little bit dry. So that's telling me, Brenda, you can use a little more milk if you want to. So let's go down to 1.5 cups. Not that I put that in, it's measured 1.5 cups, so I've actually used 1.5 cups so far. I think I'm gonna go to 1 1/4. We'll figure it out. Okay. Y'all are saying, my goodness, Brenda. All right, so here we go. We're going to work that up. And you know, if your dough is sticking to the surface when you're trying to cut it out, then you're going to have to sprinkle it with flour, y'all. You can't mess up. It's going to be good any way you slice it. And I know that some people make round dumplings and drop them in real easy, and I'm sure they're delicious. I know they are. And some people do other kinds. And a lot of people look at mine and they say, that looks like a noodle. Well, it doesn't taste like a noodle. It doesn't have eggs in it. It's still just a little bit dry. Not much, but just a little bit. So I'm going to go right here. Okay. Wait just a second. I'm going to measure. All right, we've used exactly, wait just a second. We have used exactly 1 cup of milk in there, buttermilk. And you're going to ask me, can you make it with sweet milk? And the answer is yes. But how much you're going to put in is different. And why is that? It's because buttermilk is thicker than regular milk. Okay? Actually, in the olden days, some people made this with water. They made it with water because they didn't have any milk. They did not have any milk. If you didn't have a milk cow, then you didn't have any milk. There used to be a rolling store that would come by George's parents' house. And they also had a rolling library. Doing that something. And you could check out a book. In a couple of weeks, they'd come back. You could put that book in and get you another one. Well, things were so different. Let me tell you who came to our house. At one time, we had an ice cream man would come. It's a kind of sort of right. We're going to see. He would come down the street. I lived on a dead-end street in a neighborhood. And he would come down that street ringing this little bell thing. And he sold popsicles. That's what he actually sold. He didn't have like a gallon of ice cream or anything like that. It was just popsicles. Pour those crumblies out on here. We'll see if we can use them. Okay? So, I'm just going to push it all together down with my hand, and we're going to work it a while we talk. Y'all want to work it. But anyway, that was fun to see him show up. Another man that would come was the milkman. We loved the milkman in our little town because the milkman had crushed ice. It was the kind of ice like an icy. Who's that coming in? Come over here, Dallas.
Your son.
My son. Y'all, this is son.
Are y'all talking about the milkman?
Yes, we are. And how we ate that little soft ice that gave on the...
Yeah.
The ice in his truck was it was packed like an icy.
That was a little before my time.
Tell them what I'm making today.
Dumplings.
And what kind of dumplings am I going to make?
Chicken and dumplings.
No, I'm not.
Ham and dumplings.
There we go. I'm making ham and dumplings.
You never can tell.
No, sometimes it's chicken, sometimes it's ham. He's rubbing my back. That feels so good.
Yeah.
Does y'all's son rub your back? I tell you, Dallas, when he was growing up, he would come over there to me and lay down and want me to tickle his back. And did you know William's the same exact way?
Yeah. And the thing of it is, we had an old couch that I laid my head on her lap and said, Mama, tickle my back. She was so tired. She'd been working all day. And she had to come in and cook supper and clean the kitchen. And by that time, it was nighttime. She's over there tickling my back so I could go to bed. She'd fall asleep on the couch doing it. Yeah, I remember that.
There was one picture somebody took of us one time. Both of us were sound asleep.
Yeah, she'd be so wore out.
Well, y'all, life ain't always easy, is it?
Old mama.
All right, y'all see now that's making a...
Love y'all.
Yes, he does love you. Who else? And Jesus loves us.
That's right.
He wants us to love him back. And I do. So here's where you go check your consistency of your dumpling, okay? It's got to be easy enough to roll out. And so I think this is going to be perfect, but we're going to see. This little bit right there, I didn't need it. It fell off of it, and we just don't need it. So I'm cleaning my little area off right here. But going back to that milkman, you would leave your bottles of milk on the your porch step. And you left them a little note sometimes and tell them what you wanted. Here's what you could get. You could get buttermilk, whole milk, chocolate milk, or orange juice. That's what you could get. But we'd run along the side of the truck and say, throw us some ice, throw us some ice. And he'd get a hunk of ice. It'd be this big. And it was like an icy. It was stuck together. It wasn't like little crumblies. It was like an icy. And he'd throw that thing out on the road, y'all, beside the road. And we ate it off of the road. And you see, we're healthy. Hey, darling. Hey. Y'all, she just home from college. This is Kate. Let me turn it up a little bit. She's tall like William, so y'all can see it. Oh, goodness. I fixed to make ham and dumplings. Y'all ready for that?
Mm-hmm. I'm ready.
There's Uncle Dallas. Come over here and give her a hug, Uncle Dallas.
Are we going to be on the video?
Yeah, be on the video. Love little caper. Little caper. We call her all kinds of stuff. Y'all been to working out?
Yeah, probably this week.
Well, I'm fixing to fatten you back up. Fix to fatten y'all back up. All right, y'all, let me go for just a minute. But you see this right here? we'll come back in a minute and we're gonna roll it out, okay? Okay, now I'm fixing to teach you how to know if your dumpling dough is right and it won't stick, okay? I'm gonna pinch off some like I was making a fried pie. About that much, about golf ball size. Squish it together and we're gonna roll it out. If it's sticking to this thing right here, you can do a little flour, just a little bit, don't put too much. And flour your rolling pin. Give it a little flour and start rolling, okay? And start rolling. And we're gonna check to see if it's sticking to this surface. Now you may have to do yours on the counter, your kitchen counter. I used to have to do that before I had this chopping block. And let me answer this question. This lady wrote in, one of my followers, and she said she wanted a chopping block, but they were all too short. And she was tall, and she was having to bend over. You know, it didn't come at about this high. This chopping block didn't have legs on it. We just bought the block. Let me show you how it looks. Okay, there's the chopping block, okay? It did not have legs. You can tell those legs don't even match. And what we did is we bought the block, the chopping block. And then George put those legs on it. They were already made legs. All right, let's check it. Let's pull it up. There you go. It's not sticking. It's ready to cut into dumplings. When you're doing this, you want it as thin as paper. You want it paper thin. You don't want a thick, gummy dumpling. You want it like that. That's really thin. See there? Okay, that's all it is to it. A little oil, a little buttermilk, or water. Some people used to make it in water. All right, that one's done. All right, I'm gonna get a bigger piece now. Since it's not sticky, I'm fixing to, not sticking, I'm fixing to do a big roll out. And then we're gonna turn our broth back on and we are gonna drop them in while it's rolling. And let me say this too. Do not, whatever you do not salt your ham bone. Those things are already got too much salt to them as it is. And if you salt it, your dumplings are going to be way too salty to even eat. Now you can put pepper. I put a lot of pepper, but I sure am not putting anything else in it. All right, roll those out real thin. Put you some muscle behind it and get you a spatula. And I'm going to show you. Just get a spatula of some sort and cut your dumplings up. Like, you just do this. You don't have to have anything fancy. They don't have to be perfect because they're all going in there. And then you're going to cut it again. So we'll cut it like this. Maybe that much. That looks good. And when I drop mine in, here's what I do. I take this spatula and I go under it. And I pick several up at a time, like that. See there? And then I drop them in, and I don't have to feed that broth one dumpling at a time, okay? And that's all you do. And cook them about 10 minutes, and they're ready. And when I get all these doing, I'm going to drop them in this good broth, and we will eat them. Okay? It is called ham dumplings. And you can make them out of neck bone, anything that's a broth. There's some of you who make what's called butterbean dumplings. I've never done that. I'm looking out there. It looks like something's in my bird feeder unusual. I don't know. Maybe it's a shadow. Looks like a dadgum raccoon up in that thing. I don't know if it is or not. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. And we get this boiling, we'll cook them. Okay, I've been putting in the dumplings. You have to put in a few at the time. And you need to have it at a rolling boil. So what I've been doing is I've been keeping the top on it till I get them rolled out, and then I put them in. So I've rolled this one out, And I'll show y'all how I do it. Uh-oh. Sorry. Now then. Where's my spatula that I just had? Here it is. All right, you go under it like this and get you several at a time and put it in when it's boiling. Don't be stirring them a whole lot. You can divide them up kind of like that, but don't be just stirring and stirring in there. I put a lot of pepper in mine. And we're going to let them cook for about 5 or 10 minutes. They'll be ready. Eat them while they're hot. And that's all it is to it, y'all. That's all it is to it. We'll come back and eat one in a second. This is feed an army, and I got an army here. Everybody's here, except for Anna and Isabella. They didn't get to come. Isabella came last week, and Anna had to work, so she didn't get to come. But everybody else is here. All right, that's it. All I got to do now is let them cook a minute, and not too long at that. Come over here and look at this, y'all. You gotta see it. You're talking about so good, honey. And any kind of broth you've got, but make sure that you taste your broth first and see if it's good. Because if it's not good, the dumplings aren't gonna be good. Because they absorb all the broth that you put in there. You want that juice though, so you want more juice than you do dumplings. Let me turn my butter beans off. We're having leftover butter beans. I think this is 3 days we've had them. All right. And that is it. And so you can do this. It's not hard. It's not hard. And you can do anything you set your mind to. Okay? Y'all have a wonderful day. Make you some dumplings. Or if it's raining in your area, which I wish it's raining in mine, you get in there and bake something or do something. Make your kitchen smell good. That would be a good thing. Love y'all. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend.